Hey everyone, Awesome Raichu here. Hope you're having a good day because I'm about to make it better. First, I'd like to start this video off by saying I'm sorry I haven't had a new video in a few weeks. I was caught up in work and just didn't have the motivation to work on a video. But the wait is over. I have a video for you lovely folks. Hopefully the next video won't take nearly 3 weeks. I'm going to work on a consistent schedule for videos like these, so be on the lookout for that. But in the meantime, why don't you grab your favorite Pokemon plush, get your favorite snack, and relax as I present a few ways to improve my 4th favorite Pokemon of all time. If you have been reading the comments in my videos, you might already know who the Pokemon of today is. But for the few who don't, well, I hope you like Samurott because that's who we're discussing today. But we're not going to improve one Samurott, we're going to improve 2. That's right, I'm going to improve both original and Hisuian Samurott. So let's not waste any time and just jump right into it. Before we improve the stats, I should make it clear that for each section, I will look at regular Samurott first, do its improvements, and then do Hisuian Samurott's improvements second. If the two are going to receive the same tool, I will group them both together. If you're confused, don't worry, I'm positive you'll pick up how this goes. So, Samurott, what is there really to say other than it's the coolest water-type starter? It's also just kinda mid. Yeah, even after all these years, it still irks me how average regular Samurott is. While I am glad it got buffed with Hisuian Samurott, that's just a different Pokemon that is the same species. So while Hisuian Samurott is my 4th favorite Pokemon of all time, and regular Samurott is quite cool, it is rather average. So let's buff him. To start, we need to glance at the stats, and the problem is clear from the start. While the offenses are excellent, and the bulk, aside from the special defense, is quite solid, the speed and the aforementioned special defense are quite meager. In fact, for the improvements of regular Samurott, we're going to use its Hisuian counterpart as a baseline. The Hisuian variant is a physical attacker with solid physical bulk and mediocre special bulk. So for regular, we're going to make regular Samurott a fast special attacker with mediocre physical bulk, while having solid special defense. Regular Samurott's new stat spread will still retain its base 95 HP stat, but every other stat changes. That base 100 attack stat loses 1 point, while both defenses are swapped, with the physical defense losing 3 points, while the special defense gains 2 points. The special attack stat will also gain 2 points, meaning we are finished with our rearrangements. And for this video, the number of points I'm allowed to add to both Samurott's base stat total is 6. Resulting in a base stat total of 534, which is unique and is not overpowered. For the final 6 points, I'm going to toss them into the speed stat, resulting in a base speed stat of 76, a speed stat that sets it apart from other speed stats while also improving Samurott's speed problem, while not being far-fetched. And that's the stat improvements and rearrangements for regular Samurott. So let's move on to Hisuian Samurott, who won't take as long because its stats are pretty solid as is. However, there's just 3 things I would change about it. I would take 1 point away from the special attack and throw it into the speed stat, add 2 points to the physical attack stat, and then 6 points into the speed stat, resulting in a new stat spread consisting of 89 HP, a brand new 110 attack, 80 defense, 99 special attack, 65 special defense, and a brand new speed stat of 91. I'd say these new spreads are tremendous. They both give the Otter lads 2 parallel roles. Original Samurott is a special attacking warrior with solid special bulk and meager physical bulk, while having a unique speed stat. Meanwhile, Hisuian Samurott is the polar opposite by being a physical attacker with solid physical bulk and meager special defense, while having the 15-point edge in speed. I'm also really glad I was able to still keep the 15 base gap speed for both of them. Overall, I'd say these are some solid and well-balanced stat rearrangements and additions. Now, it's time to give regular Samurott a new ability. While Shell Armor is a decent ability, its only flaw is that it's decent. It's not bad, but for a starter Pokemon, it's quite unneeded. So that's why we're going to be taking the ability and tossing it into the trash and exchanging it for Swift Swim, an actually really good ability. While yes, it does only work while in rain, that's the purpose. Swift Swim is an ability no starter Pokemon has yet, so giving it to Samurott would be excellent, as not only will it have a different ability from all base water starters, it will most certainly be able to find a niche on rain teams. And with the new stats, I'm sure any rain team would like to have rain boosted hydro pumps coming off a base 110 special attack. And with the new move Samurott will get in just a moment, it will just further its argument for joining a rain team. Finally, my favorite category of this series, Movepool Editions! I'm not going to drag this any longer like the last videos. Instead, I will jump in after I verify that I first will give regular Samurott its own unique moves first, followed by Hisuian Samurott, and then conclude the category by listing the 2 moves they will both receive, and trust me, there is going to be one move that will leave you dumbfounded by how tremendous of an idea it is. But before we get to that move, let's look at what I gave regular Samurott first. For regular Samurott, I decided to further push the special attacking nature to its limits by giving it some strong moves such as Dark Pulse, a solid special dark move that would be great coverage and further bolster the connection it has with its Hisuian ancestor. If Typhlosion can now learn Shadow Ball, then Samurott should be allowed to know Dark Pulse. Another Pulse move that would be niche but welcomed is Dragon Pulse. This move is here for no reason other than Samurott already knowing the move Dragon Tail. It's niche, but I think someone could find some usage out of it, much like Earth Power, a move I can see being used a ton as ground coverage is always appreciated, and having a move that can counter electric types on a water type is really good. Another move that falls in line with Dragon Pulse is Flash Cannon, a move that is good coverage against fairy types. It's not as useful as Earth Power, but I just think this move could work alongside Samurott. And the final move that would also work alongside Samurott will be Calm Mind, to further boost Samurott's special attacking power and bolstering its special bulk. But speaking of bulk, that's a move Hisuian Samurott will now gain. Bulk Up, a move to act as an opposite to regular Samurott. But if you think physical attacking is overrated, why don't you stir up some nasty thoughts to further your special attack, No? Well, how about screeching those thoughts through a parting shot to lower the opponent's offenses while switching out? And while your edgy Samurott sits in its Pokeball, you can think of all the amazing new moves he can use upon returning to battle, such as Play Rough for good coverage against opposing dark types. But if you want to embrace the darkness, why not use Throat Chop, a dark type move that would be perfect for a Pokemon known as the Formidable Pokemon. Another move that would also be formidable would be Cross Poison, as nothing is more formidable than landing a crit while having a chance to poison. Scale Shot is also formidable, as it can boost speed and hit multiple times. But if scales are too weak, then use Dragon Rush as a niche but rewarding move that can cause a chance to flinch. But if dragon moves aren't your forte, then use some ice moves like Ice Shard for priority, Ice Spinner as a reliable physical ice move that can remove terrain, and lastly, while this doesn't flow with the previous moves, I think Horn Leech would be a cool move to have, as it's a grass type move that can counter opposing waters while healing its health. Plus, both otters learn Grass Knot, so some grass coverage is nice. And lastly, to close this category off is with the moves both otters will receive. So let's crash into this like the water type Flare Blitz, Wave Crash. I can't believe it's taken us so long to get water type Flare Blitz and Wood Hammer. It really goes to show how water starters usually get the short end of the stick, despite being the best starter type competitively. Now we need water type Overheat and Leaf Storm. But speaking of leaves, I'm also going to give both otters Trailblaze and Solar Blade. Again, it's the same reason as Hisuian Samurott now learning Horn Leech. But to counter the grass type dilemma, let's cool it down with Icicle Spear, a multi-hit ice move that these otters will fire from their horns. 2 more moves the otter lads will launch from their horns, or rather I should say, the fragments that fall from their horns, will be Spikes and Stealth Rocks. Hazards are a key element in competitive play, and having an offensive Pokemon lay hazards and deal some damage is always telling of how good a Pokemon is. But that's not even the best move, as that reward goes to Shell Smash. That's right, Shell Smash. If you thought these lads were already strong enough, you haven't seen anything yet. Shell Smash is such a comically powerful setup move that it makes Pokemon like Cloyster destructive. But now imagine that on two Pokemon with higher speed stats than Cloyster and who both have 110 in their respective attacking stats. Needless to say, that's pretty powerful. So I'm not going to list how absurdly powerful something like this would be. Instead, I'm just going to end the category right here. And there we have it! I just improved the best water-type starters by giving them fair stat arrangements, giving the OG an actually good ability, and both of them some excellent new moves. Oh, and Shell Smash! But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below, and while you're down there, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, and until then, I'll see you next time. Later!